unfortunately for everybody listening. So, my final thought on this particular issue is that government doesn't answer to the people anymore because the government, and I'm talking about both parties here, has been successful in driving a wedge between people who are conservative-leaning, Republicans, independents, and Democrats and progressives. There's this wedge that is not allowing for open and honest debate, not allowing for, I guess, if anybody likes the word collectivism, it would be the progressives. But because of these wedges, the people cannot act collectively to keep its government under control. Now, I don't think that there's any motivation on the part of the left to want to act collectively, in this case, unless they're taking your money away from you, to keep the government under control. I bet they would, however, if it was a theocracy that was being pushed. Wouldn't that be interesting? So as we march down this road, we have to find a way to come to some common ground and to go back to a constitution that has guidelines which are abided by. And these guidelines today don't seem to exist. As Dennis Miller said, he's trying to be funny, but making a solid point as well. We have a president who again, crisis power grab, crisis election, talks about waterboarding 3 people that went through what our special forces units go through all the time. 3 people that went through something not even close to what they do to our captives. If you haven't seen beheading videos, you should, because a little bit of water, in comparison to that, and we call waterboarding torture, yet that's how we got bin Laden. Even Panetta admitted that. But that was a crisis. That was a crisis to be used to gain favor, a crisis to be used to win an election. There's a president who talks about waterboarding, who enjoys getting bin Laden or being the president when bin Laden was gotten, who outs that it was SEAL Team 6 and puts their families in jeopardy and them in jeopardy. And then is trying to hide behind the AP phone records as if it's a national security issue, even though they're getting the switchboards and they're getting the parents of James Rosen's of Fox News, their records, and on and on and on. And I'm sure it's going to get bigger and bigger. We have a president who will talk about waterboarding, but will blow the hell out of an American citizen. Will want to try Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, but will blow the hell out of an American citizen without a trial. This administration is a do as I say, not as I do type of administration, and it's my hope that people like my family members who at times don't like what I have to say and send some pretty nasty stuff my way. It's my hope that if you have family members or friends like that, that they wake up to the scheme and the ploy that's being enacted upon this country. And that this has nothing to do with the color of a president's skin, that it has nothing to do with infringing upon or not giving people on the left, homosexuals or pro-choice people or women. It's not about a war on any of those groups. It's about a war on the liberties and freedoms set up in the Constitution that are being taken away. It's about a war on a government that does not answer to the people. It's about a war on both parties that are no longer representing the people that put them there. They're more concerned about long-term careers, buying people off to gain favor, buying people off, lobbyists, special interest groups, and both sides of the aisle are doing this stuff and have been for a long time. We have not had true free markets or true capitalism for decades. 100 years, maybe more. That's what this is about. And that is why we can no longer allow these sheeple that will never change to stand in our way. We can remove the wedges. We can speak about facts. We can not personally insult people. But you can lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink. And regardless of what I do or what anybody who shares my opinions or beliefs does, they will always be targeted. They will always be mocked. They will always be called a bigot or a racist. They will not be given the chance to talk about what their beliefs are, why their beliefs are what they are, what their facts are. Because mainly because people are so wrapped up in their own lives today that these people on the left, if they're not socialists and they're not deliberately on board, then they're just ill-informed or they're too focused on other things to not get the facts and periodically gaze at the American version of Pravda, which is the lamestream propaganda media serving this administration currently. The same one that refuses to cover all of these issues up until the AP gets involved. Interesting. Now, if it had been just Fox News, I think that they would have actually gloated about it. And some of them are, actually. Anyway. So, government does not answer to the people, taking away liberties such as the choice of health care, the relationship between the doctor and patient, the determination of what care is given when. The Second Amendment, attacking that. As a matter of fact, I've shared on previous shows how law enforcement has gone into people's houses based on pictures on Facebook of young kids about hunter safety age with weapons, wanting to record the numbers of the weapons in the home, wanting to come in without a search warrant. So don't tell me that's not happening. We have the DOJ, the intimidation on conservatives and conservative groups. We have the intimidation of whistleblowers to limit free speech, to limit questioning of the government. We have redistribution of wealth. We have increased government dependence. We have control of industry, Solyndra, GM, etc. We have always take advantage of a crisis, never let a good crisis go to waste. We have campaign mode 365. We have a government on the road to socialism and tyranny, period. I don't know how anybody can't see what's going on. I share the sentiment that Judge Jeanine Pirro had. The hopes for the country and the belief in the country, when you're younger, when you're growing up. Not that this country was perfect, certainly not. This country's done many things that are questionable and that hurt people overseas. I understand some of the anger. I personally don't think that we should be the world's police either. But I do think that the wedge issues, the Bush lied about the war. Really, well, there were 7 other countries, intelligence agencies, 7 big countries, saying that WMDs were there. We know that they used WMDs. We found 12 warheads with, I believe, ricin or sarin in them. There were reports of mustard gas being released into the river. There were thousands and thousands and thousands of chemical suits found. You don't need suits if you don't have chemicals. Our intelligence agency said the same thing. Hillary Clinton said the same thing after being briefed. John Kerry said the same thing. But the president doesn't get the benefit of the doubt there. Yet, this president, well, he gets the benefit of the doubt even if it stinks so bad that everybody knows what the truth is.
And will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Ah, damn politicians. My mother always told me this country would be screwed if the liberals had their way. The only sanity I get is when I listen to Jeff Wagner on the Conservative Voice. Only on the Conservative Radio Network.
In this time of political power grabs, endless bureaucracy, the creation of czars, the trampling of your constitutional rights, turn to the Ronald Boyd Show for clear, intelligent, and concise conservative opinion. Only on Spreaker.com. Jeff Wagner back with you on the Conservative Voice. Logic over emotion, fact over fiction, the home of independent conservative thought. That is all I have for you today. I appreciate you joining me. Check out the Independent Music Fix. I have several shows that are up for that, featuring music of artists, mostly unsigned artists. Lots of free music for your enjoyment, all different styles. You can check that out on the Conservative Radio Network as well. Music is another passion that I have. Appreciate you joining me. Again, you can email me at the CRN at hotmail.com, and you can check out our website, conservativeradionetwork.org. And again, I appreciate you listening in. Thank you, and I'll be talking to you soon.